What my nigga said, I got more Glocks and text than you. Make it hot. Niggas won't even stand next to you. What y'all know about that? Yo, welcome to the fifth quarter. Week 6 recap. Week 7 predictions. It's been a while. Week 6. But you know, as we do every week, we continue to keep the ball rolling. Y'all play your games. I push the button, and we move on to next week. All games was played this week. We was only waiting for one game, I believe, and that was the Jags and Chargers. So shout out to y'all. Y'all knocking these games out. Y'all doing a great job. We probably got one of the most active leagues going on, and that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? We all in this together. We all here to play our games. We all here to compete. We all here to talk our ish to each other. You know, we try not to let it get too crazy and get out of pocket too much. But sometimes niggas cross the line, you know. And then, you know, when you see certain things happen, transpired, you already know that's when emotions done kicked in. The mad emotions done kicked in. I done seen a lot of guys get caught up in mad emotions. You know, they start saying all type of reckless things out their mouth. You know, and you know, we seen that plenty of times. But it don't stop the show. It don't stop what we got going on. It only makes people want to compete that much better. So let's get into this recap. First up, we had Bears and Dolphins. Good win for the Bears. They won 31-24. Money Mascot rolling with them Chicago Bears right now. And if you look in the chat, I believe he got best passer next to his name. And you probably be like, yo, why does he, for the guys that's new to the league, you probably saying, why does he got that next to his name? Well, that's because at the end of the Madden era, I always give out Madden awards. I go live, I announce different categories, best passer, like this is for the year, like best passer, best rusher, most clutch player, most non-clutch player, best GM, best defensive player, MVP of the Madden year. Like I give out awards to guys like, you know, that's well deserved. So Money Mascot definitely won one for best passer. And what makes him dangerous with this Chicago Bears team is that he has a quarterback with trailblazing speed. So if he's locked in, like he seemed like he's locked in, it's going to be a problem over there in the NFC. But nevertheless, even with that, Steph Anthony's always been a tough player. He's someone who's always like sniffing conference championships, sniffing Super Bowls. Like, you know, he always make the playoffs, you know what I'm saying, when he start from scratch with everybody else. So you had two good users going at it this week, and the Bears got him in a close one, 31-24, but good game, period. Next, we had a game that was played a little earlier, Steelers and Ravens, and I know this game had to feel good for the Steelers after the way they was going at each other since yesterday. Steelers got the win. Steelers almost did something crazy to blow this game. Had 7 seconds left. I guess he didn't really feel too confident in kicking that field goal like that, so he tried. My guess is he tried to get the Ravens to use all his timeouts so he can't ice the kicker, but it almost came back to bite him. Because he could have just kicked the field goal with 7 seconds left, and he ran another play. And I seen him out there look like he's trying to break tackles. He's running with the truck stick. and he broke one or two tackles, which is taking more time off the clock. And then a holding call got called. And like I seen Murph say, I don't know about in the game, but in real life, and I believe he's correct, a 10-second runoff when you get a flag at the late in the game when there's a few seconds left. So I don't know if that's still a rule in the NFL. I don't know. I don't know what that depends on, but he right though. I remember seeing that. I remember if that's no longer a rule, that definitely was a rule once upon a time. But maybe that's just a rule that just didn't make it to the game. But Steelers definitely almost found the way to give this away to the Ravens, but he got the win. So he got the win, but like I said, no time for celebrating. I mean, all right, you beat a good opponent, you gave him his first loss, but you still got work to do. So you can't get caught up. You can't get caught up into a good win is a good win. You know what I'm saying? But then you got to move on, because if you lose next week to somebody that you're supposed to win against, that just voids out this win right here. So you always got to stay locked in, no matter what. But good win for the Steelers. Okay, copy, bro. See, I know my football scholars. Will help me out with that. You know what I mean? I know my football scholars will help me out with that. Good looking out, Trey Deasy. Look, I just gave you a new name, bro. Trey Deasy. I know your name is Trey Dog, but Trey Deasy. You know what I mean? Let's get to the next one. Vikings and Pats. Yaba win against Mad Max. Yaba came off a good win last week over the Giants. He got the walk-off touchdown with Dalvin Cook. Came into this one, won again. Vikings not off to the greatest start, not off to the best of starts, but he did win his last 2 or 3 games. I think it was last 2, maybe 3. But Vikings definitely he's trying to get, like I said, Yaba's a good player. So he's one of them guys that no matter how he start, you got to pay him some attention, because he'll pull off 4 or 5 in a row and he'll be back in this thing. So good win for the Vikings. Then we had Cards and Saints, and Saints held their own in this one. I mean, it was 7-0 going into the second half. The offense didn't step up for New Orleans at all. Defense showed up. Defense did their part. Offense didn't help them out at all. They only scored 7 points, and they had a shot. They just couldn't get it done. And Arizona is still undefeated. Yeah, Arizona's still undefeated, so they're off to a great start. Then we had Niners and Falcons. Coach Coleman blew out the Falcons. Like I said, Falcons off to a real slow start. So the 49ers didn't put themselves in a position for no upset alerts or anything like that to go down. They took care of business on the road, 38-15. Next, we had Jets and Packers. As discussed yesterday, Jets got a big-time upset win over the Packers. Packers is not having the season they was having last year. They started out like 6-0 last year. Now I think they flirting around 500 or one game or at 500, something like that. But they're not having the start that they wanted to. But the Jets team needed this one in a bad way. Let's see if they could turn their season around after a good win in week 6. Then we had Texans and Cowboys, and like I said, to me, this is a kind of a shocker. Well, I ain't gonna say kind of. This is a shocker, but I always tell you, Black Star is sneaky good, and I don't really know how to describe him other than sneaky good. He's one of them guys that you look up, his record is 3-8, and you be like, all right, cool, we got this, and you come in and you lose. The most alarming thing about this game is that the Cowboys gave up 42 points to a Houston offense that's not even dynamic, and Houston defense only allowed 21 points to a defense that's not dynamic. So I don't know. Dallas just made a trade too. They sent Cooper packing to Cleveland and Neal, and they got back a young superstar linebacker. They got Deshaun Jackson back, and they got a second round pick, I believe, and a lineman. So they got some moving parts back. But I just feel like when you trade in certain guys, Not to say he didn't get nothing in return. He got some pieces. He got some good moving parts. But in my opinion, when you trade in certain guys, see a receiver, a dominant wide receiver is someone who's going to have impact on the game. I don't really look at a dope linebacker as somebody who's going to have impact on the game. To me, the guys on defense that have the most impact on the game is a cornerback or a pass rusher. Linebackers are great to have, don't get it twisted, but you can have a dope linebacker, his name not get called during the game because he's not out there covering receivers. And in the running game, the ball don't have to get ran his way. So it's like you could look up and you could have a dope linebacker that had 3 tackles for a game. That's not impact. Cooper has impact on the game. So to me, even though he got a good linebacker back, he got a 2nd round pick, he got a good lineman, Deshaun Jackson, yeah, but I offered Robbie in the 2nd. But Robbie is somebody that's gonna have impact. He got blazing speed, and he getting the 2nd back. I'm not saying you didn't give up no moving parts. I'm just saying when you give up certain guys, you got to get back impact players. To me, Robbie Anderson is an impact player. You understand? So, and theoretically, what I'm saying is that a linebacker, you can have a linebacker with 97 overall. He can have no impact on the game. There's niggas who play with the Cardinals, right? Everybody love Isaiah Simmons. Isaiah Simmons don't light it up like that in the league. You know what I'm saying? You need impact players. And to me, Dallas, the way that defense been playing, they needed more than a young linebacker. You know what I'm saying? So no, that's good, boy. You gave up a first. I'm not saying that you hold him in the trade. You gave up some stuff. But what I'm saying is that I'm just speaking about, the effectiveness of trading. When you trade impact players, a wide receiver is way more impact than a linebacker. The biggest thing he got in that trade is a linebacker. Your first is like a 2nd. You understand what I'm saying? So that first don't hold that much value. That first ain't a top 5 pick. You understand? So your first is like an early 2nd. So the best thing he got in that deal was a linebacker, which is good. I'm not saying you didn't give up no good pieces. But for me, if I'm giving up a dynamic receiver, I need something dynamic in return. And dynamic stuff that has impact on the game is pass rushes or cornerbacks. That's all. But you gave up some stuff. You gave up a lineman, you gave up a first, you gave up a good linebacker. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for me, if I'm trading certain guys, I need some impact other places for it to come through. Next, we got Giants and Washington. Rocket, he's starting to get back into doing what he do. He started off slow. I think he won his last 3 in a row, so he on top of his game right now. And like I said, Washington right now, he's in a serious drought. And the hardest thing I tell you, when you're on a losing streak, the hardest thing to do is just win one game, because it feel like everything just start going wrong. And Washington been losing in both my leagues, so he's got to figure something out. You know what I'm saying? He's got to figure something out. He definitely got to figure something out. Then we had Bengals and Titans. Trey Dog been listen, man, I call Trey Dog business as usual, because he's always right there being a thorn. You know what I'm saying? In the conference, he's always right there. Getting wins. So I call him business as usual. Titans, I know this couldn't have been a loss that they felt too good about, because really, I'm through with you, bro. I ain't going back and forth with you no more about that. You keep trying to tell me about that linebacker. I know about that linebacker. I know he good. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying is that linebackers don't have impact on the game like that. You know what I'm saying? Dope pass rushes, dope cornerbacks, a dope running back, dope quarterback. Those are impact players. You can have Seattle. You got Jamal Adams, dope player. Jamal Adams' game don't have to get called in that game, except maybe for a couple of tackles. That's all I'm saying. But good win for the Bengals. You know what I'm saying? like I said, for the Titans, this couldn't have been a loss he felt good about because he's been off to a pretty good start. And running into this Bengals team, that kind of makes you would think like, damn, we got some work to do. So good win for the Bengals. Then we had Colts and Chiefs. Like I said, the most alarming thing about this for me, if I'm the Chiefs, is that we only scored 10 points against a Colts team who's been blowing everybody out, but he's been giving up points. But the Chiefs, with that high-powered offense, only managed to get 10 points. That is not a good sign moving forward. But good win for the Colts. He's number one team in the league right now, and he's been playing like it. Next, we got Bills and Browns. This one, like I said, this one definitely was closer than what the final score was. But like I said, the momentum definitely switched in this one. And I'm not talking about the momentum that the game offers. I'm talking about the momentum that always been in the Madden. Like, have any of you guys ever played somebody, right? And you was up 14-0, and you in the red zone, and you threw a pick in the end zone, or you threw a pick six from one end zone, he ran 100-something yards back, and all of a sudden now, the game just shifted. Everything that you was doing no longer working. You know, the defense you was playing no longer playing tight. I'm telling you, the game has built the momentum. Before this momentum stuff got introduced to this Madden, it's always been momentum. And like I said, Cleveland experienced that. I think Cleveland forced Buffalo. He made Buffalo throw a pick right before the half. Then he had the momentum, right? He was moving the ball down the field. The same way he couldn't move the ball in the first half, the last drive of the first half, he was moving the ball down the field. All of a sudden, he got hit with like a fourth down at like the 2-yard line or something like that. And instead of kicking the field goal, he went for it, didn't make it. And believe it or not, that pretty much was the ball game. Because even though his defense kept him in the game, you know, things just didn't really go right after that. You understand what I'm saying? And on top of that, he had the ball late in the fourth quarter, but instead of being down 7, he was down 10 because he didn't kick the field goal. The one thing I know is that when you're playing against good players, and both of these guys are good players, so when you're playing against a good player, a lot of times you got to take the points. You know, you got to take the points. I know a touchdown, it looks good. It looks great to see up there if you get it. But, man, when you look back and you miss out on them 3 points, because now he's playing against the clock down 10. He can't call certain plays because he's playing against the clock. So, you know, that him not going for that field goal really hurt. But it was a good game. Buffalo, he put it out of reach late in the game, but the game was already over. But, you know, it was a good game, though. But Buffalo came to Cleveland and got the job done. Next, we had myself against the Rams. We was playing. We was about to go up big on the Rams. All of a sudden, the game got disconnected. He said he lagged out. But the one thing that's fishy about that is that I know that whenever you playing somebody and it starts lagging, you normally get a warning. It normally says something about opponent or thing is lagging or something, having problem. It normally says something. It just flat out said your peer has been lost connection. That's a clear indication of, you know what I'm saying, some funny business. But again, and when I said that, I never knew that he did that to somebody else, or at least that's what the word was. So now, you know what I'm saying, I got my eyes and ears open on main event moving forward, because that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, as bad as I've been playing, I ain't never quit on nobody ever in Madden history. Whether I'm getting punched, whatever the case may be, I ain't never pulled no plug out to nobody. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You got to take your losses. And plus, you can't be one of them guys that seem like you only having connection issues when you're losing. That's a clear indication of you pump faking. So, he got the spotlight on him now, though. You know what I'm saying? I will be watching moving forward. You know what I'm saying? But, anyway, we got the win. We needed it. And, you know, one game at a time for us here on out. Moving on to week 7. We got Washington, a football team who's struggling badly. Unfortunately, they're going against a Dallas team who ain't really playing too much better. Dallas just made a major trade. They sent Coop to Cleveland. A lot of Dallas fans scratching their heads, trying to figure out why that move was made. But listen, we're going to find out about the moves that he made, how it's going to work out. And we're going to find out sooner than later. So we got Cowboys against Washington. Washington is in a major hole right now. Like, you know, to me, he's getting in his own way. You know, and that's what happens when you start losing. That's what happens when you start losing. You get in your own way. You overthink it. You know what I'm saying? Before you even get on the field, you're already down. You understand what I'm saying? Because you overthinking things. You don't play. You try to force stuff. You so busy trying to get off that losing streak that you start playing out of character. And I think that's what's going on in Washington right now. And if he don't get out his own head, you know, it's going to be a long losing streak for him. I'm going to go with Dallas in this one because I just think Washington got some things to figure out. But I will say, I think it's going to be a close game with a possible win for Washington. You know what I'm saying? Dallas defense got to show up still and all. You can't just think that once you show up for the coin toss, that's it. You're still going to play. But I'm going to take Dallas, but, you know, Washington going to snap this losing streak sooner or later. But it's not like Dallas has been playing that much better than Washington. At some point, Dallas got to turn it around, right? You would think. We'll see. I'll go Dallas this week, though, 28-21. Next, we got the champ, Eagles, going against Bears, money mascot. Game of the week, in my opinion. A lot riding on this. And what's riding on this is that the Bears is hot right now. They're hot. They're playing great on both sides of the ball. He's home. He got the champs coming in. So whenever you play the champs, the reason why people, when you win the Super Bowl or win the championship in any sport, the reason why people say you go from hunting to being the hunted is because every time someone plays against the champ, they want to prove a point. They want to prove that, all right, you the champ. Let me show you what I got. And here we are with that scenario. Money Mascot definitely going to bring what he got to the table to show the champ, like, you know, you got something to look forward to in the NFC come playoff time. If the Eagles win this game, it's not a big deal, but it's definitely something to think about if I'm the Bears, because you're like, damn, we played the champ. And even if he lose, it got to be close. You know, the Bears cannot get blown out to the Eagles. And believe it or not, if the Eagles get blown out by the Bears, to me, it's a bad loss, but he's still a champ. You know what I mean? So the Eagles don't lose too much credibility unless he missed the playoffs. But if he gets to the playoffs, it's like, yo, now, you know what I'm saying, we start talking a different way. But for now, he's going to get everybody best shot because he's the champ. That's just how it go. He's going to get everybody best shot, but everybody's not going to get his best shot. You feel me? So that's the difference between when you win the Super Bowl and when you don't. So the Eagles going to get the Bears. He's going to get the Bears' best shot this week. You know what I'm saying? Unless the Bears come out, you know, trying different things and just, you know, but he's going to get a locked-in Bears. Put it like that. Now, which way do I go? I'll say this about the champ, though. He hasn't been playing the way he's been playing last year, but he's still a champ until that changes. But I got to go upset this week. I'm going with the home team. I'm going with the Bears over the Eagles. Rather close, of course, but I still like the Bears. Give me the Bears 34, Eagles 30. Next, we got Colts and Browns. Another big-time game. These two met in the playoffs last year. Browns eliminated the Colts last year. Colts remember that. Browns remember that. Colts want to prove that you will never beat me again. Browns want to prove it wasn't no fluke when I beat you the first time. So now, there's nothing left to say except see you on the field. Browns at home. Colts haven't had a close game besides the champ. Browns playing great ball. You know, they ain't got nothing to hold their head down about. They playing great ball. Coach is just undefeated. Coach just playing a little better ball. How good would this feel for the Browns to beat the team to give the Colts their first loss? How good would it feel for the Colts to redeem themselves and blow out the Browns the way they've been blowing out everybody else other than the Eagles? In my opinion, it's a lot riding on this because they both can meet each other in the playoffs again for back-to-back seasons. So this is a statement game for both guys. Browns at home, Colts on the road. Colts been scoring a lot of points all year. But besides last week, the 10 points that they gave up to the Chiefs, they've also been giving up a lot of points. The one thing I would say about the Browns is that he don't give up a lot of points. I mean, he'll have a bad game here and there when you put up, high 30s on him. But for the most part, he ain't allowing a lot of points to be scored on him. So I don't think the Colts going to come in here and put no 40 up on Cleveland. So now, how does the Colts handle physical? How does the Colts handle a physical, low-scoring game? I think that's in the Browns' favor. If the game is a shootout, favors the Colts. If the game is low-scoring, it favors the Browns. I don't think the Colts gonna put up a lot of points in this, but I'm also going with Browns in the upset. I think the Browns in Cleveland is going to be the first team to give the Colts his first loss of the season. It's going to be a tight one, though. Give me Browns over Colts. Colts, I know your ears is glued to this right now. I know you listening to this, and I know you taking it all in. Give me Browns this week over the Colts. 24-21. Next, we got Packers and Vikings. Packers not having a season that they was having last year. And Yaba starting to pull off a few wins. So guess what? I got Green Bay going into Minnesota and losing. I got Minnesota pulling off the upset this week. Give me the Vikings over the Packers because, like I said, the Packers been inconsistent. Last season, they started off hot. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they lost some key pieces. I don't know what's going on. But give me Minnesota this week over Green Bay. 26-22. Next, we got Lions and Dolphins. And the Lions been playing much better ball the last couple of weeks than they have early in the season. Miami coming off a loss last week to the Dolphins, to the Bears. So now Dolphins coming to get back. Dolphins coming to get some get back this week. Lions looking to continue their winning ways. I think this game gonna be closer than what the Dolphins would like, but I gotta go with Miami in this one by a score of 32-23. Next, we got Saints and Ravens. Smurf going against Carnage. Ravens coming off their first loss last week of the season. Saints fought hard last week but came up short to the Cards. He's going into Baltimore this week. I think Baltimore comes into this game feeling the way that they lost to Pittsburgh. And it seemed like the Saints is already thinking about the draft. So I don't know how high that morale is over there in New Orleans. I don't know if he feel like he can compete or what. But I'm going to go B-More this week. Give me B-More over the Saints. I'm going to go 33-19. Next, we got myself and Giants. Giants, they won about 3 or 4 straight. I think it's 3 straight. We got our forced win last week in Carolina. But I will say Giants is the favorite over Carolina in this one by 4. Giants favored by 4 this week over the Panthers. Now it's our job to not allow that to happen. He said something about, do we remember what Saquon did to us last year? Yes, we absolutely do. So trust me, we didn't forget, and we ready. Next, Broncos and Raiders. Rico going against Born Ready. Born Ready, he said he's been having delay issues, which is not a good thing, but hopefully it'll all get worked out sooner than later. But I'm still going to go with the Raiders over the Broncos in this one, even though Raiders defense haven't been doing them no favors at all. But I still like Raiders in this one. Give me Raiders over the Broncos this week, 35-20. Next, we got Falcons and Cards. Falcons Um, having a very, very slow start. They're going against a Cardinals team who haven't lost yet. And I don't see it happening this week, so I'm going to go AZ in this one. AZ quietly over there, undefeated record, winning close games, blowout games. They're getting it done right now. And listen, all you want to do is win and keep winning, no matter the score. And that's what they've been doing. So give me the Cards over the Falcons. I'm going to go 37 to... I'm going to go 37-17. Next, we got Rams and Bucks. Main event going against Claw. This Bucks team off to a great start. And he's home. And I think he's going to continue to keep rolling like he's been doing. The Rams, I don't know their record. I don't know if they're over 500 or what, but I like the Bucks the way the Bucks been playing this year. They've been consistent. They only got one loss, and that was to the Cards. So Bucks is doing what they do. So I got the Bucks this week. I don't see no upset alert. But then again, listen, man, any given Sunday. You understand? BJ beat Steph Anthony a couple of weeks ago. So the name of the league is Any Given Sunday for a reason. So any given Sunday, if you don't come with it, you will be on upset alert. But I'm still going with the Bucks this week over the Rams. I'm gonna go Bucks 38, Rams 18. Next, we got Bengals and Bills. Another good game. Trey Dog, Trey Deasy going against P.E. Earl. Bills and Bengals. Should be a great one. Bills at home. Bengals is coming into Buffalo. I don't think it should be no snow or nothing like that. You know, it's still early in the season, so the weather should be fairly cool. But I'm looking forward to this one. This is a good statement game for these two as well. As consistent as Trey Dog has been, he hasn't been able to get to the big game, whether it was the Super Bowl or AFC Championship. You know what I'm saying? So when you're playing against guys like Pearl, who you pretty much look at as always one of the guys to make it to the conference championship or Super Bowl, when you find yourself scheduled against him when you're having a good season like the Bengals are, you want to make a statement. So this is a statement game right here. Statement for the Bills that he want to make to the Bengals is, you're not ready. Statement the Bengals want to make is, we here and we coming. Actually, I know Buffalo is home. I'm going upset. I'm going Bengals over Bills. I like the way this Bengals team been playing. So I got them pulling off upset this week. I think it's going to be close though. Give me Bengals over the Bills. I'm going to go 27-24. That's how close I think it's going to be. 27-24. Bengals over the Bills. Next, we got Mad Max Pats going against Naruto and the Jets. Jets got a big win last week over the Packers. Pats off to a slow start. I think that win makes that young Jets locker room feel real good about themselves. I think they come into this week and I think they get another win at home. Give me the Jets over the Pats this week. I'm going to go 28-24. 28-24 Jets over the Pats. And to close out the week, we got Sneaky Good Black Star going against a Pittsburgh Steelers E-Ballin, who just came off a great win against the Ravens last week. And this is another big game for the Steelers because Texans only got one loss. Texans been balling. They only got one loss, and that was to somebody who's undefeated. No shame in that. So this is my point. As much as it felt good to get that win over the Ravens, you got to lock right back in and win again. You know what I'm saying? Because Black Star is playing. He's playing good ball right now. So this is going to be interesting. I'm going to take the Steelers to win this one at home, but I think it's going to be pretty tight. Give me the Steelers this week over the Texans, 32-25. that concludes Week 7 predictions, Week 6 recap, and I'll see y'all in the next advance. I'm going.